got another video. Hopefully this one will be a little fun and give you guys a little bit more insight into how I create shoes. So I've been watching the whole Joe Exotic Netflix thing, and it got me pretty much inspired to do a shoe. And I'm thinking about what shoe would be the best, you know, to work with. And I'm like, obviously, it's got to be like a SB Dunk. So I'm gonna start out by basically finding a source image that I would want to use, and we're gonna go, from there. And it's pretty much, I think I want to use the image that's been like floating around the most that I've seen, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this one right here, just to see if we can find a, a nice size pic of it. So yeah, we're gonna go with this right here. I mean, like right now, this picture is like um iconic. So we're gonna go with this one, and yeah, see what happens. All right, and I do already have a dunk that I wanted to use already queued up. So yeah, we're gonna get started. So firstly, I'm just gonna paste the picture um in, just so I have kind of like a reference. And as you can see, that this picture was much larger than the template size that I'm using for this shoe. Like I created this shoe this template years ago for a project I was doing that I don't even think I ever posted anything from it, but yeah, it was used for a really big SB guy that was working on a shoe. Um, yeah. All right. So we got the picture pretty much placed. Um, and I usually just work from bottom up. It all depends, but let's see. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this midsole might actually work because it's gum, and I mean, I guess the tiger pretty much matches the gum sole, so we kind of good there. I think I'm gonna lighten up the midsole though, because it looks kind of not full white. So I'm just going to take the saturation down, then just brighten it up a little bit. And it also makes it look you know, brand new as well. We do got this metallic swoosh that's going to help with this shirt that he's wearing. So I think I'm going to go and try to find that the closest print to that shirt, and it almost looks like it's leopard or something, but it's obviously not. But I think I'm gonna go with leopard print just for the hell of it. And I had already started looking up some stuff, and I went with sequin leopard, and it just popped up. And I don't know, I don't know if I should go with this or not. Usually, you just want to try to match it as best as possible. So we're gonna see what we can do. So I'm just gonna copy this image, go back to Photoshop, and then create a new a new document for it, just so we can play with it. So we merge that down. Not gonna work. All right. There's always a way. So I'll hit them like this. Boom. All right. Now we can definitely copy that in there. See, I was completely wrong on the color without actually sourcing the image. It's much more like a tealish, baby blue type situation. You might make it a little darker. So we'll try this again. Boom. All right. But yeah, this color got to be raised a little bit more. Okay. Well, we have that. As you can see, sometimes you got to go back and adjust things, and that's all part of you know what learning this. So we got teal leopard now. So now we actually have a um a pattern for it. So I'm gonna go down to the swoosh, go to pattern, and I'm gonna go all the way down to our teal, and probably gonna have to turn the opacity up. And you can see the scale is only 25%, so you want to check in 100% and maybe see what it looks like. And it's really dark because of the swoosh itself was already like a dark metallic, so you can brighten it up, and it looks a little better, but still not where I want it to be. So I might have to turn down. No, that's not going to work. All right, we'll leave it there. Now we got this upper, and when I was doing this shoe, that the whole upper only needed to be one color, so I don't have it mapped out the way I would want. Because if we use it like this, the print, whatever print we gonna go with, is gonna be on the whole shoe, and it's just gonna look less realistic. So I'm just gonna.
So we're gonna map out one of these wings, or the wing, and that's just to kind of give us more control on the upper when we use a print. I think what I want to do is make this whole shoe maybe tiger print, represent the tiger, obviously. And I think the suede is gonna be a good touch. Like I would love to do maybe like an actual tiger fur, but it's really hard to replicate in Photoshop. Without, I still try to make it look realistic. So I'm gonna copy that, paste it back, and realistically, we probably have to do this one as well. And I actually probably should have did those two together as one layer. We probably could have got away with it since they're so far apart. But we'll do this one too. I'll probably have to do the Vamp as well. Basically, we have to put the whole damn shoe over just to get the layers. But I'll just show you guys how I do it. And I have like some full templates already for like an SB high, but because this one is suede, I wanted to really try to play around with this one. Got those. I'm just gonna do the Vamp right now, just so I don't have to worry about it later. But sometimes when I'm doing this, I'm thinking about where I can place colors on the shoe. And so I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe instead of having the full upper like a tiger print, maybe just have, making the Vamp where the lace holes go, maybe doing that like black or something, or just something to break up the shoe, so it's not just a whole, tiger print shoe or whatever. And you can see I'm kind of lassoing over the laces because the laces already have their own layer, so when I lasso this, it's not going to actually show up.
And normally I would name these, but I know I'm not going to use them again. I might as well clear these out because this is a second layer now. And I'm not being super perfect because it's such a small detail. But, so we clear those out. Alright, now we're good. Next, we want to actually go find a tiger print. And I was already looking for something. Obviously, you can go realistic, or you can go with like the cartoony version or whatever. But since we got a suede upper, I think the cartoony version is the way to go. But I do want a realistic print, so I think I'm gonna go with the maybe this one. Yeah, so it's a good size too. If you look right there, it'll show you the size. You always want to get the highest quality, largest image you can find, because that's gonna go a long way depending on your template. Like if you use a small template and your your pattern is huge, it's gonna show, and you're gonna you'll miss parts. Or if you have a really large template and you use a really small pattern, it's when you blow it up, it's gonna basically pixelate. So you want to try to get the largest pattern so you can scale it down versus having to scale it up and then distorting it or whatever. So I'm just going to go to define pattern, go to tiger, and that's that. So we're going to go back to the shoe and see what we can do. And I definitely didn't mean to rhyme that, but yeah. So we're going to hit them. Yeah, maybe. See, I was we might not even have to change this. Like you can still see the texture in the suede, so that's good. But let's try 80%. It's not bad. Obviously, the shoe itself is pink, so we're gonna have to change the hue and not the hue, but the saturation. And see now, when you get rid of it, you lose all of that pink that was behind it. It looks a little dull, so I think I might actually keep some of the pink in there. Let's maybe make it 50. So yeah, -50 as a saturation, which gets rid of a lot of the pink, but still gives you a little bit of color. All right, then we're gonna do the toe cap, and yeah, that works. Boom. And I'm gonna have to, there we go, fix the layer. All right. So go to hue and saturation. I'm gonna make it -50 like the other one. Boom. See, these are already looking crazy. All right. Then we got the vamp. I think I'm gonna skip the vamp, and I'm gonna do the rest of the upper and see what happens with that. Now, you can see how the tiger print is basically uniform on all of the panels, which makes it look like it was just done with one whole layer. Now this, if you shift it, you can basically play with the pattern, and you can tell that it's different panels, which realistically on a real shoe, all the panels aren't going to match. So that's kind of what what we're going for with the realism. So we make that 52, and yeah. Then we got the vamp. I think I'm gonna try see what it looks like being black. Um, and yeah, you can change it to black straight from here. So you knock down the saturation, and then just slide over the lightness until you get a black that you want. And yeah, I think we're gonna do that. And do you go with black laces or do you go with the teal? Like I think black obviously would probably look the best, but if you want to give it a little flair, um, yeah, see, that looks straight. That looks straight. But let's try this teal that's in his shirt. So I'm just gonna color overlay it, and then you just use your selector and go to the teal in his shirt, and that's still like it looks a little baby blue. So I'm gonna slide it down a little bit to get it more teal. And then you see these kind of look like Flintstones now, like Fred Flintstone's outfit. But yeah, they go. They go. All right. So we got that. And then we got Sockliner next. I think we should probably just go with a black Sockliner, right? And just boom, hit him with that. And I think the last part that we have on the shoe is the back tab. And I think we're going to make it that same blue. And depending on your version of Photoshop, I learned that it may or may not keep the same color that you used on the last layer. I noticed that after a while, it started to like copy the color, which is pretty useful because on earlier versions that I use of Photoshop, it wouldn't always keep the same version or keep the same color, and you'd have to go find or get that specific color again, which wasn't always optimal. I think maybe I might want to make the leopard print a little larger because it looks a little small. So let's maybe try 150. And I don't know. Maybe 125. 125. I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it just because it fits pretty well. So I don't know. Let's see what else. Ooh, I wonder what a blue midsole or a blue outsole would look like. That might be fresh. So yeah, let's. Hmm. See, I don't know. We might have to play with the colors. Um, we can lighten it up. I don't like the blue. We'll step back. We can try black. That might go. I actually like gray, but let's see what the black looks like. Black. It's all right. It's all right, but I don't know. I think we should stick with the gum, but I do want to turn it down a little bit. So I'm just going to drop the saturation a little bit, make it a little brighter. It's like a completely different brown, which clashes a little bit. So we got that, and obviously this is a super simple simple one to do. Um, let's drop that. Not gonna work. Okay. And a lot of times I play with the background to see what I think would be the best way to present it. And I think the darker background on these just works way better. Makes the shoe pop. And yeah. And a lot of times when I do this, you'll notice that the black lightens up because it's against a darker background. So now I feel like the sock liner isn't as dark. So I'm gonna maybe just darken it a little bit. Um, and yes, man, these look crazy, absolutely crazy. Get rid of the picture, and we just get ready to tag the shoe. And I think I'm gonna tag it up here. So like that. Place it, and if you guys watched my last video, you'll know that I almost always tag the shoe itself in a smaller ghost font, and that's just because someone can crop out my name, and then the shoe itself wouldn't be tagged, and there goes my credit. So chances are on any shoe that I post, there's always a smaller J's Ardez somewhere on there, and I just drop down the opacity, um, you know, so it's not in your face. So next thing we do is just save it, and boom, I don't know, you can name it whatever you want. Obviously, you're the only person that's really gonna see it, so let's just call them Joe Exotics, and I'll save it to my desktop, and I'll save it as a JPEG, which I always do, and that is that. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, all of that good stuff, and we got plenty more stuff coming. Appreciate it. Stay safe. Peace.